Defense Minister Rajnath Singh said that 2025 was going to be the year of reform. Now, this could mean that India's theatre commands are finally getting the green signal. Now, all services will operate under a single commander in a theatre command. These commands will combine the 17 single service commands. But one of the biggest items of reform is that the Indian Army's Lieutenant Generals will henceforth be judged on merit and not seniority. Why is this significant? Joining me to discuss this is Lieutenant General Rakesh Sharma, who was Adjutant General of the Indian Army. Now, the Adjutant General, of course, is the post that handles all human resource planning of the Indian Army. General Sharma, welcome to the News9 Plus show. Explain to our viewers why this reform is so significant and why did it take so long to get it implemented? We believe the other two services already look at merit in promotions and not just seniority. Why is the Army the last to follow this rule?
Thank you, Sandeep, for inviting me. It's not simple. Firstly, I do not know the fine print of the new policy which has come out. It's not come out in open exactly as to how and what we are going to implement. But having said that, it is wrong to say that we were not implementing the policies as per merit and only per seniority. The promotion to the rank of Lieutenant General is carried out strictly as per merit. There is a board held and the board approves people as per number of vacancies and that many people get promoted. Now in Lieutenant General's rank, there are 2-3 different ranks by itself. There is a rank which is like, for example, commanding a corps or being a Director General and then becoming PSOs or then becoming the Army Commander. So the Lieutenant General rank itself is split into 2-3 parts. Now the Corps Commander's reports were pen picture type reports. And in case they had the residual service, they would get promoted to the rank of Army Commander on their own turn. That is, at that juncture, there was no board held for becoming Army Commanders. I am in doubt if the other two services hold a board for becoming Army Commanders in equivalent in Navy and Air Force. No, there are no separate boards held for the becoming CNCs. It is after you become a Air Marshal or a Vice Admiral, you get promoted to that appointment. So there is no great difference between the three services on this one. That's one. Second issue is that, you see, when most of these policies at the higher rung get changed, suddenly 2 years residual service to become Army Commander was changed to 1.5 years.
Yes, 18 months.
Previously, 18 months.
Yes.
You know, and before that, there were, new command is raised. Suddenly at a particular time, a new command is raised, Southwestern Command. Every time this happens, it gives rise to a feeling that these are tailor-made policy changes to benefit particular people. A change of this kind, where you are going to tell a corps commander that you are fit to command, say, 14 corps, take on operations entirely in Ladakh, but you're unfit to become an army commander because your the report as corps commander is bad. Well, I think it's a very judgmental issue here, and it's very difficult to how would you go implementing it, because if he was commanding operational corps, any one of the operational corps, to say that you cannot do, say, ARTRAC Army Commander after commanding 14 corps, it doesn't sound logical and right. You can give him a charge of, say, 70,000 people to command in Ladakh, and suddenly you say you can't do Army Commander ARTRAC. I think there is a mismatch here which needs to be sorted out.
It's a mismatch, General Sharma, but the promotion pyramid becomes very steep, as you rise up the ranks. And what are the ratios? Give our viewers an idea of, of a batch of a couple of hundred officers. How many would actually make it to the topmost rank of Lieutenant General? Of course, the Army Chief is beyond that, but Lieutenant Generals alone, how many would, of an initial batch of officers, how many would go right up to the top of 3 stars?
So if today we say we have about 15 to 1800 people, officers joining every year, about the total number of Lieutenant Generals are, I think, 91 if I'm not wrong. It used to be 91 when I was around. So, actually 0.8% people rise up to become a Major General. 0.8% rise up to become a Major General. The pyramid is so steep, and Major
Yes.
General is Joint Secretary, which
Yes.
in civil in the IAS he becomes in 16 to 18 years service. In our case, a Joint Secretary equivalent a Major General will become a 25, 26 years service, but only 0.8 would become. The
Right.
rest will retire at lower ranks. So you're right. The pyramid is as steep as it can be, and needs to be sorted out. But only thing is, higher you have larger number of ranks is also problematic because of
Yes.
management of the issues.
Right. So the issue here is for the promotion from the Major General to the Lieutenant General rank, where you're saying that
No,
you're
no. Major to lieutenant general rank, there is a service SSB.
a board.
There is
Right.
there's a the final board which takes place, which decides major general to lieutenant general, which is the army commanders, the seven of them, and the
Right.
chief will sit down who decide. So that board makes you lieutenant general. Of that board, only a fixed number of people are approved to command a corps. So they're about, say, 11. I mean, I would say often between 9, 10, 11, depending on vacancies, that many only can become a corps commander. We have
Right.
14 corps, so
Yes.
11 become corps commanders, 2, 3 get approved on staff.
Right.
So there are only 11 being approved, for example, I'm just saying, to Lieutenant General on by the board to become corps commanders. Of that, depending on 1.5 years residual service, you become army commander or you don't become army.
Yes.
So the board which is not being held is between corps commanders and army commanders. The board is being held to promote you to a lieutenant general rank.
Right. So it is corps commanders to army commanders, which is, like you mentioned, the Lieutenant General rank itself has many shades, possibly 3 shades right there, and it is the race to the very top of the grade of Lieutenant General, which is the army commander. And now, given the fact that you have theatre commands coming in as well, there would be one more layer added to that, which is the theatre commander, who's one step above an army commander.
So you're right. There will be one more layer which will be added in theatre commanders whenever theatre commanders come through, because the army commanders which are existing today, or the
Yes.
CNCs in the Navy and the Air Force, all of them are not being wound up. They're going to remain as you are.
Yes.
So what happens is that theatre commanders, I gather, of course, it's not come out in the open, but what I gather is that there will be a Northern Command, or there will be a Western Command, and there'll be Eastern Command, but there will be a commander, a theatre commander, who will oversee the functioning of, say, Northern Command and Eastern Command, which is fixated towards China, say.
Yes.
So there is one more rung being added into
One
it
more rung is being added. So do you think that this new promotion policy could be to select the lieutenant generals that will go into this new rung of officers?
Very good idea. I mean, it's a very good idea. Only thing is that, when we make policies, the policies must be implemented prospectively. You say a policy, it's thrown out in the open, you discuss it, you debate it, you fine tune it, and say it is implementable from 1/1/2027.
Right.
So you give yourself 2 years to warm up to that policy. Then the policy is not tailored for a particular person. For example, if you say the policy is approved in January this year, and the first board is being held in the month of April, when normally boards takes place, then month of April, how it's judgmental issues in 3 months to say this corps commander is not fit to become a CNC in April. It's too short a time. There should be time given to judge also. These are not knee-jerk policies.
Right.
You are playing with lives of the organization. It's not a personality. It's not that I'm not becoming army commander. It's the organization that has to change.
It's the organization that has to change, and it seems it's on its way to change. But General Sharma, just last question. You mentioned at the beginning that there was this aspect of seniority based on date of birth and residual service. It was earlier 2 years. It was then modified to 1.5 years. That's 18 months. Does that policy continue with this new thing of merit over seniority, or does that go out of the window altogether now?
Just no idea how this happens, because see, is it necessary to become an army commander, to become a CNC, to become a theater commander? I mean, these are very critical issues. As it is, you're having lieutenant generals who are picking up their rank at, by say, 55, 54, 55 years of age, and he tends to retire at 70. He has to command a corps for a year and a half
Yes.
and then do some kind of stuff. So the time available for him to do an army commander, also do a theater commander, and then be available to become either the chief or the CDS, the time is too short.
Right.
If the time is too short, then how do you manage it? So maybe a corps commander could be approved directly to become a theater commander. He
Right.
doesn't become an army commander, or
Right.
some other system to be. Otherwise, if you follow one more sequential action,
Yes.
then everybody will be on the marks go. You
Yes.
get promoted, you run away to the next appointment, to run away to the next appointment. You're not able to contribute your best into the assignment you're holding. You're
Yes.
just looking for next promotion.
Right. So that's Lieutenant General Rakesh Sharma on the new army policy of merit over seniority, a policy that's going to be rolled out very quickly in just 2 months, General Sharma, and we're going to be waiting to see more details on this and what this means for ensuring that the Indian Army gets its best commanders to head the theatre commands. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Sandeep.